Until the advent of 20th century, time was considered to be absolute. Aristotle found time absolute. Newton called time as an absolute reality. It was only when Einstein said that the speed of light will remain same for every observer, irrespective of how they are moving. So when Einstein's relativity theory came, we could understand that time is a very personal concept. In the 20th century, there were two popular concepts in science. One is the relativity, and the second one is quantum mechanics. Stephen Hawking tried to combine these two concepts later in the 20th century. Before that, Dirac tried to come very close, tried to find a middle ground in between these two theories, quantum mechanics and relativity, special theory of relativity. And there was also a time when Eddington said that theoretical physics as we know will be over in 6 months. This was the time when Dirac's electron equation had come. So he, out of excitement, he had said that theoretical physics as we know will be over in 6 months, which was a premature celebration. So it was only when Pauli came up with his idea that no two electrons will share the same quantum state that we could get a better picture. While Stephen Hawking could not really arrive at a conclusion, he ended up giving us a very interesting idea of three different arrows of time. He said there is a psychological arrow of time, there is a thermodynamics arrow of time, and there is a third cosmological arrow of time. According to the law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, as we know, in a closed system, entropy will increase. Entropy is a disorder. So disorder increases. It's just like the Murphy's law. Things will only get worse. So entropy disorder increases with time. Now, what if after the big crunch, what if the universe starts to contract? On the periphery, it looks like when the universe will start to contract, then the entropy should decrease. Just the reverse, because it's something like there is a cup on the table and it falls down and breaks into many pieces. So if you reverse the cosmological time, cosmological area of time, according to Stephen Hawking, is the direction in which the universe is expanding. So if the cosmological area of time is reversed, this direction of evolution is reversed. On the periphery, it looks like order is coming. We are moving more and more towards order from the disorder, from the current disorder. But this is not the case. What will happen is that the laws of science will obey whichever direction we look at things. So, while in this case, when the universe starts to contract, then an observer will be looking at the future, then the present, and then the past. Currently, what happens is, according to the psychological area of time, we remember our past and not the future. So when the cosmological area of time is reversed, what will happen is that the observer will see that cup on the table first. The observer will remember the cup on the table and not the time when it fell down on the ground. So the future, they are seeing the future first and then present and past. Just the reverse order. Does the entropy decrease this way? This is the idea to be understood. Then there is no decrease in entropy even in this situation. Stephen Hawking did this mistake, admittedly, in his earlier theories in 20th century, something which he later on corrected. And he said that the mistake that I did was that I was looking at the surface level of things. So he said, while I was looking at the surface level of things, it appeared to me that when the universe is contracting, the cosmological area of time is reversed. Then, unlike today, when the entropy is increasing, the disorder is increasing, in the reverse order, entropy, disorder will be decreasing. This is what he thought, this is what appears to all of us. But here was the catch. He found his earlier observation to be not true, because when we are assuming this reality, we are not taking into consideration the psychological area of time, which always obeys the cosmological area of time. Even when the universe is contracting, that is the direction of evolution. Even in that case, thermodynamic area of time will hold its ground, and the observer will look at the future first. As I just today, when we are remembering the past, when we are looking at the past, but we are not looking at the future. This is really interesting. In Jainism, there is this concept of Samaik time. Samay is not really the exact translation of time. It's a they call it dravya. It's a very fluid aid. It aids the movement of things and flows of things, of events. It aids the movements of events. But according to this theory, I'm not talking about the practice of meditation of Samaik, where they have to do this meditation dhyana for 48 minutes. I'm talking about the theory. So the theory is this: you can only realize, not realize, I don't have exact word, you can only experience real time when you experience your soul. And this is what they try to practice. In the Jain Agam scriptures, they have this mentioned. So, for 48 minutes, if you hold your meditation for this Samahik meditation, then you are getting a glimpse of that experience of time. So, that is the time. That is very interesting. Here, the focus is on that experience and not on any external things which the observer is observing. So when we say my time is bad, my time is good, and sometimes we keep envying, sometimes we envy others, we feel jealous of others because they are having a good time. Here the problem is that the focus is always on the external, and this way we can never understand time. If you go with this concept of Jainism, so if we meditate on time, we are moving closer to that realization experience of the soul, and there is a way to do it. You let go of all your identification, attachment, everything, and then slowly as you go on negative things, and not negating, being free and liberated from all your identities and all your perceptions, thoughts, your existence, all your ideas of your existence, whatever that defines you in the material world. If you let go of everything, then slowly you reach that experience where you become that soul. This is the concept. You become that soul, that experience, that realization. That is time. If you liberate yourself from the external, what is happening, all the drama that is happening in your life. This is why sometimes when people tell me, some of my friends, when they meet, they tell me, we feel sorry for you, you never had a good time, and all of us somehow made it, we got settled in life, and you are still not settled, you are having a tough time. I say, no, that's not really the case. It's not really the case, because my idea of time is very different, and it's in consonance with both spirituality and science. Time is not really about our current direction of events. That is a one big mistake that we are seeing. And Einstein, just like Einstein proved with his relativity, that time is a very personal concept. It's your personal truth, and everyone will have their own understanding of time. There's not one single calendar on earth. As many people, so many calendars on earth. This is why we should never bother about we facing bad times, extended period of bad times, because Murphy says things will only get worse, and law of thermodynamics says that entropy disorder increases with time. If we reverse this direction, then the entropy is also decreasing, but that decrease is now leading to the positive experience on the other side. So it's really interesting how in physics we define that Cp and T. If we reverse this order, the laws of science will still remain the same. Cp and T means the symmetry. C means the changing matter to changing particle to antiparticles. T is the direction of motion, forward or backward. So imagine there is a planet, remote planet, just like our Earth, where the inhabitants are made of antiparticles, as compared to us who are made of particles. Still, the law of science will apply for them. C, P, and T. Some of us may have read about this symmetry. So even if the direction of motion is backwards, the laws of science will still remain the same. And this is interesting. The idea of time as we know it, present, past, present, and future, we are just able to remember our past and not the future. So we think that only disorder is increasing and entropy is increasing. This is a bad sign, which is not the case. It's very wise to free ourselves from this idea of this disorder and entropy, to have more and more such moments of experience and realization. When our focus is there, if we are really practicing this concept of samayik, which is what is there in Jainism, slowly what it does is this frees us from this baggages of time. One, we are not jealous of others anymore. We are not jealous of someone's good time, that I am having bad time, someone is having good time. We stop becoming jealous of this because everyone is having their own time anyway. So, and two, what it does is that we don't see our life as consisting of events with good time and bad time. The feeling of time in its purity is that feeling or experience state of being in proximity with the soul. The summary is this: if you meditate for at least 1 hour or 30 minutes every day, this idea of time will really evolve within you. And then you will find yourself in consonance. This realization will be in consonance with theoretical physics as well. What Mr. Stephen Hawking said when he gave 3 arrays of time: psychological array of time, thermodynamics arrays of time, and a cosmological array of time. Just to summarize, cosmological array of time is the direction of evolution of our universe. Thermodynamic array of time, which means that the direction in which the entropy increases, the disorder increases. Try thinking about it sometimes in your free time. What if the direction of motion is reversed? We just talked about C, P, and T. The laws of science will remain the same. If the direction of motion is reversed, then also these laws will remain the same. So what if the time is reversed and the direction of evolution of universe is reversed? Will not we remember the future first as compared to the past and present? Where is the idea of happiness and misery based on the events, the outcome of events? It's very, very personal concept. So it's up to us what kind of personal concept we carry about time.